has over 16 years of IT experience in the areas of application development, quality assurance, security program management, and release management. He is the founder of IoT Users Club and is on a mission to teach 1 million students about Internet of Things. In today's episode, let's chat with Satish Rao, who is the expert in the IoT. In fact, he has his own IoT lab where he is sitting currently. So let us learn the nuances of Internet of Things from Satish Rao in today's episode. This is the Guiding Voice podcast series, The Guiding Voice for a Better Future. Folks, I'm your host, Navin Samala, a fellow IT professional on a mission to shape the careers and lives of millions across the globe. And through The Guiding Voice, we help successful leaders share their knowledge and wisdom with the world so that our audience will acquire more knowledge per every minute by tuning into The Guiding Voice than any other podcast in this space. Also, we share an interesting trivia or a fun fact towards the end. And thank you so much for joining me, guys. Today, we are going to discuss the nuances of Internet of Things, and I'm extremely pleased to have Satish, part of the Guiding Voice journey in shaping the careers and lives of millions across the globe. Satish, hearty welcome to the Guiding Voice. So nice to have you here.
Yeah, thanks, Navin. So for giving me an opportunity to share my knowledge with your audience. Yeah, thanks a lot. Happy to be here.
Yeah, likewise, the pleasure is all ours. And Satish, maybe let's get started. Request you to share your career journey and very briefly, and also share the top 3 things that have helped you so far in your career.
Yeah, so I have graduated in Masters in Computer Applications, MCA, and also MTech in Computer Science. So that is my academic career, and I started my career from TCS. So in 2005, started my first job in Chennai. And after completing 2 years, I came to Hyderabad. So I'm working in currently Oracle as a security program manager. And as part of my personal passion, I've started IoT Users Club, where I share the knowledge of IoT, what I have learned. I'm not an expert in this field because I'm from a computer science background. So I'm learning and sharing the knowledge. As you said, top 3 things which my career has taught me is always to be a learner, lifetime learner. That is one thing. And patience. Patience is the one. So when I was in TCS, so I was not patient. So after coming to my current job, so I learned patience is most successful thing, which makes your career most comfortable for you. And third thing is sincerity to your work, not your to the company and the job which you do, whatever you do. So you should be sincere. So those are the 3 things which I have learned in my.
Yeah. I've personally experienced, like having spoken to you for the last 2 years, I can see those 3 qualities in you, and thanks for sharing with our audience, Satish. Now let's talk about IoT. How do you explain this Internet of Things in layman terms?
Well, my journey started to reach this IoT to the layman, actually, to all the people who are enthusiasts and students. So things we are talking about in the IoT Internet of Things. Things is the major things. Major objects, physical object, which we want to monitor, control, and connect. In the form of a layman term, if you see, we have a small embedded system in our home, which is a television. So where you operate with a small remote, so which is there from ages. So if you see that, if you can operate the same television from the internet, over internet from any world, then we can call it as a smart TV, and we can say it's an IoT device. So any physical object which you can connect, control, and monitor from over the internet from around the world is an IoT device. So for this, there are only 3 major factors required. One is you need to identify the object which you want to make it smart. Then a sensor is required, sensor or actuator, and your microcontroller is required, and communication. So either it may be HTTP or MQTT protocol, or the Wi-Fi or Zigbee, LoRa. So these are the communication protocols which need. So a sensor and microcontroller and a communication. These 3 things forms an IoT device.
See, of late, we started hearing a lot about this IoT in the last 5 years or so. And where did this all start actually? Like, because if you observe, you spoke about sensor, microcontroller, and all these things have been existing. But why all of a sudden people are talking about Internet of Things, and where did this actually originate?
See, IoT, the word is new, but we are always connected to electronics from ages. So if you see from 1960 or 1950, electronics was there. And everything was connected, but not over the internet, but over a network. So the idea of connecting these devices started in the year 1970. So this is what I have studied in some of the book. In the 1970, the connection started. So how to connect the things. So almost if you see, everything is connected now. People are connected using Facebook. Locations are connected using Google Maps. And animals. So whatever is there, they are being tracked. So the leftover things was the things. So now people started connecting these things, and this started in 1970. And if you see in 1990, so John Romke, so he is the one who connected a toaster over the internet and controlled it to on and off. So in 1990, so you can see 1970 the idea was started. 1990, so John Romke has started connecting the things. And in 1999, Kevin Aston, who can see me behind in my screen, so he is the one so who coined this word, the Internet of Things. So we call him as father of IoT, so because he has coined this word. And in 1999 he used this in his when he is working in PNG, he used RFID tags for the logistics department. After 1999, again the journey has started with the evolution of as electronics is evolving. So everything, the journey continued. In 2008, the real IoT was born. So this is where everything, the electronics industry is ready. So the hardware industry is ready, software industry is ready, and people started working on it. So after the introduction of Arduino, so the electronics programming became very easier. So you can say pre-Arduino period, post-Arduino period, like AC and BC, the time duration. Pre-Arduino, the programming of electronics was very difficult, and post-Arduino, even kids can program the microcontrollers. So that is how he has made it very easy. So in 2015, so there is a small chip called ESP01 which has born. So that has changed the IoT industry. So which was used to come for only $2. So 2015 $2 means it's around 120 or less than 100 rupees. Now the dollar rate has increased when compared to India. At $2 cost, you got a chip which can connect to Wi-Fi and can be accessed and control the things. So all the electronics enthusiasts, everyone started working on it, and so many people got involved. And because of open source hardware, open source software, and open source libraries, the evolution got, the IoT got boomed up. And this IoT, when I see 2017, it came to India and it started flourishing its wings in India. So when I have got attracted to this one, and now if you see 2022, pandemic has boosted, it acted as a catalyst to the IoT. And whatever devices we can make in 2025, now everything has been brought into 2020 and 2022, they have made it clear. So from 1970, so 2022, we are in 22. And if we see, railways is the beautiful example of IoTs. It's not connected over internet, but it's connected over its network. If you see the railway signaling system, so it's, you can see. So this word is new, but we are always connected. That is what I want to say.
Wow, that's a great overview. And yeah, I learned a lot of things about IoT origin and all. Thanks for sharing that, Satish. And now let's talk about the domains that are going to get impacted positively through the IoT.
Yeah, a lot of domains. So if whatever thing you want to make it smart, so you just have it. Because of pandemic, everyone knows about the digital thermometer and the wearable device, so the pulse oximeter. So they are part of IoT devices where you can measure it and you can transfer the data over to this thing, to the internet. So one thing, so whatever field, first we will take the medical field. So in medical field now, robotic surgery, whatever you see now is part of the internet. So wherever is, the doctor can sit over and he can control the things now. And automobile industry, now you see autonomous cars or connected cars, what you are talking about. So that is one of the industry which is booming up and really capturing the IoT, these things. And you say autonomous cars are the most popular now, and we have to bring it to India. So because of the road conditions and because of the other things, so the introduction of autonomous cars into India is less, but it will come soon, maybe 2025 or 2030. And if you see industry automation, industry 4.0 is picking up. Industry automation, because of these sensors and actuators, so they are getting control over it and they can monitor and they can use these things. The other thing is the home automation. So home automation, everyone now making their home smart. So if you buy the new apartments or flats, so home automation package is inbuilt in it. And agriculture, so we are making smart agriculture using drones, by using so watering the plant. Or people, if you see olden days, whenever there is a power, the farmer used to go to the farm and switch on the motor and come back and switch on. So now he can switch on from the mobile itself. So that is one of the advancement which we see in the agriculture, and a lot of things are being done in the agriculture industry now. And wearables, If you see, we are wearing 2 to 3 IoT devices, or we are having more than more than 2 IoT devices at our home. One is smartphone. It is a powerhouse of IoT, you can say, which has a sensor and it has connectivity, it has communication, everything. Wearables are increasing, and a smart environment. So whatever the data we are capturing from for the rains or for the pollution, everything. So they are controlled. So environmental, we are making smart. And the other thing is, last thing is smart cities. So government is understood that we should be smart and the people should be smart. So such that the governance can be easy, very easy for us to go. So smart cities are booming up. And last thing is the defense. Defense also realized that drones, anti-drone mechanism, all these things needed, and they are working on this IoT stuff as well.
Mhm.
So in a nutshell, medical, automobile, industry automation, home automation, smart agriculture, wearables, environmental monitoring, smart city, and defense. So these are the industries which are booming up in IoT.
Yeah, that's quite a lot. And how about the career opportunities? What kind of roles can we expect to arise, and where people can explore in this space?
Yeah, as you see, a lot of domains are there. Whichever domain you pick it up, you have a IoT device in that domain. So there are a lot of opportunities as well, starting from the embedded engineer. So systems programming, who can program this microcontroller. So initially, it has a fresher. So one can learn this knowledge and can be a embedded systems engineer. So he can start his career, and from there he can go to a IoT full stack developer. So where he should have the knowledge of the sensors, hardware, plus software. So which cloud to host, which mobile app to develop, and how to connect, integrate all those things, and the dashboard data analytics. So we call that the stream as a IoT full stack developer. So that is in most demanded in the industry for startups which are looking for it, and we don't have resources who have all this knowledge. And the next thing is the IoT architect. So this is also one of the key position which industry is looking now, where you can give as IoT program manager or IoT architect or IoT cloud expert. So these are some of the roles which are available in LinkedIn and which they are looking for it. And IoT mobile app developer. So as the devices came, so apps also increased. So a mobile application developer is also required who with the IoT knowledge where he can integrate and show the data. And after this, so microcontroller embedded systems programming. So one has, as I said, IoT architect, IoT program manager, IoT full stack developer, embedded systems engineer. These are the current roles which industry is looking now, and which we are short of resources, good resources.
To get into those roles, right? What should somebody study, and how can they get started with certain projects to get hands-on experience and all?
Yeah, to be part of this journey, so whatever the curriculum which is there in the engineering C stream is sufficient for this. So as to become an IoT expert, there is no need to learn any new language. So the C language, which is the mother of all languages, so already being taught in the engineering system. So if you know that C language, then that is enough. And you need to understand the cloud concepts, so which is there now. Without cloud, there is nothing. So you need to understand the cloud and mobile app development and the hardware programming. So these are the 4 things which you need to learn to make it simple. And if you see, to build an IoT device, 5 C's are required. So whatever 5 C's. So connect, control, communicate, cloud, and challenges. If you master these 5 C's, then you can easily crack the jobs in the IoT industry. First thing is connect. How you want to connect to the environment with sensors and actuators. You should have the knowledge of it. Second is control. So should I use a microcontroller or should I use a microprocessor for doing the things? Third thing is communicate. How I want to communicate with these devices through Wi-Fi, LoRa, Zigbee, Bluetooth, or 2G, GSM. And which protocol I should use, HTTP protocol, MQTT protocol, or QoAP. And cloud, which cloud should I use? Amazon, Oracle, IBM, Google Cloud. So all these are things. On which cloud should I deploy it? And challenges. So the main challenges in power is the main challenge. How do you going to power these devices? Security. So IoT security is also one of the industry which is booming up. So one can look into that field. Hardware hacking is also booming up. So if you see these 5 C's, connect, control, communicate, and challenges and cloud, if you master these 5 C's, you can develop your own IoT device.
Excellent, Satish. Loving this conversation. And now let's talk about IoT Users Club. Why did you start that, and what was the motivation? What do you guys do? How can somebody join? Anything that you could talk?
As I said, IoT entered into India in 2017. So we started looking for, I got attracted to it. So what is this IoT? So I started attending all the workshops, all the seminars. They are showing the only PPTs, no hardware, nothing. So if you want smart home automation, they used to got smart cities, smart homes, smart agriculture, smart industry, everything smart. But I would like to learn how to make this smart. So what are the devices required? What are the knowledge required? What is the programming knowledge should I learn? So this was question mark for me. So luckily I got my friend Bhargava in my office. So who is an electronics from electronics background. He introduced to me this IoT electronic programming concepts. So there, when the LED, small LED light is blinking, so I got attracted to it. Yeah, so the happiness which I didn't get when we see Hello World in Java, so I got the happiness when I saw the physical computing, the LED is blinking. So really I got passionate about it and I got attracted. And me and my friend Bhargava, we started it as IoT users group in the meetup community. Their meetup community. So we both used to share our knowledge with the people. And we thankful to 91 Springboard who supported in developing our community to 3,500 plus members. And ServiceNow is also one of them. So who used to provide the workspace for us, present for knowledge sharing sessions. So as we are continuing, we got met with Tarun, who is an engineering student. Now he is working in TCS, Raj Sumant. So he is an ex-TCSer now, and Verma and Premchand. Premchand is a sir, founder of Soroko Technologies, who is our mentor, but he got affected with Corona and he is no more now. So we lost a precious resource, mentoring opportunity. So he is the one. And Srinivas Reddy from JNTU. So we all got tied up, we all got connected, and we are continuing our journey. And as the IoT users group changed to IoT users club after 2 years. And we started conducting seminars, workshops, and hackathons, and mentoring the startups and attending this as part of a judge for the electronic projects programming. So the journey continued, and as part of this IoT users club, from January, I have opened a small IoT lab where users, there is no need to invest in the hardware. They can come to my lab with their laptop and they can practice. It's like an electronics library. So pay per use, pay per hour, and they can use all the hardware available in the lab. That is the journey. So we are still continuing, and we want to make it a bigger thing, like a maker space in Hyderabad where everyone can access it.
Excellent. And I really love the idea of creating this user group. And when you didn't have the practical exposure, people started talking through slides and all, and you solve that problem by yourself. And not only that, you are encouraging others also to learn, and also, which is quite inspiring. Thanks for sharing all those, Satish. And now it's time for us to spice up this conversation. I'm going to kick off a quick rapid fire round with your consent.
Yeah, I was more worried about this rapid fire.
Yeah, all right. I'll not put you on spot. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, let's take it easy. And let me start with the first question. What was your childhood fantasy, Satish?
Yeah, when I was child, so to become a scientist. So that was my dream.
You are one already.
Yeah, I'm now slowly converting one.
Great. All right. So moving on, what is the best piece of advice that you have received so far?
So from childhood, I'm receiving advices from my parents, at school, from my teachers, and at home from my wife and office colleagues. And now my kids also advising me. So the best thing which I received from my parents or from my wife is don't be too kindful or too generous. So I'm too kindful to the people. So that is the one advice which I need to make it up to work.
That's great, Satish. Now, can you describe yourself in just one word?
I'm a rules Ramanujam. If I stick to some rules, I follow that one.
Interesting. All right. Yeah. So, can you share with our audience what is something new happening in your life right now?
Yeah, right now. So, as part of IoT Users Club, I have started a small IoT lab. So, which I want to make it bigger. It has a DIY, do-it-yourself maker space. So, currently, I'm working on whenever I get a leisure time to making it big.
Excellent. All right. So, moving on to the last one for the rapid fire. What is one electronic gadget that you'd like to see or invent yourself? Now that you are sitting in your lab, I don't know what kind of innovative things you're working on.
Yeah. So a lot of ideas are going up, but I have promised my daughter that I will make a robo for her.
Wow.
So that is her my dream project. And also the other thing is a magic wand. So inspired by the Harry Potter movie. So magic van, which makes the magic. So I want to make an IoT magic van, so where we can automate the things. So those are the
Excellent.
two devices in my mind.
Yeah. That's so inspiring and wish you all the best, Satish. I'm sure you are going to make it for sure.
Yeah, I will.
All right. So, yeah, that was a fabulous rapid fire. And with that, let's go back to the mainstream. And before I let you go, one final question for today's conversation. What will be your one piece of advice to those aspiring to make big in their careers?
Yeah, so from childhood we are listening to the story Rabbit and Tortoise running story. With childhood we didn't concentrate on much, and when we are 20 to 30 we didn't concentrate it. But when we crossed 40, we realized why Tortoise won and why Rabbit didn't win the race. The qualities of Tortoise is, first thing is focus. Tortoise has the focus to win the race, and the second is dedication and continuous focus, dedication, and determination, and these are consistency. So these are the three things one should have to achieve their goal, either professionally or personally. This is what I learned from a recent mentor who showed me the real why tortoise win and why rabbit is always roaming around all those things, but tortoise is consistent. And I like, and you are my one of the followers who are consistent in doing this TGV from last 2 years. So
Thank you. Thanks
really,
for the kind mention, and I really appreciate all the wisdom that you have shared with our audience. Really mind blowing, and yeah, thank you for accepting the invite, and thank you for being part of the Guiding Voice journey in shaping the careers and lives of millions across the globe. Really appreciate your time, Satish.
yeah, thanks Navin, giving an opportunity. So people are welcome to IoT Users Club to join this club and build their dream IoT device. So let's do IoT. Thank you.
Absolutely. So, folks, you'll find the link to Satish's LinkedIn profile and also all his coordinates in the show notes. Just go ahead and connect with him and explore the world of IoT. All right. So, before we cruise into the trivia section, here is a small request to you folks. In case if you haven't subscribed to us, please subscribe from the app wherever you are tuned in from, so that you'll be notified about all the future episodes. We generally launch 2 episodes per week. Tuesdays are dedicated for self-help and personal transformation. And whereas Thursdays we launch technology related topics along with entrepreneurial journeys, so on and so forth. All right. Now let's cruise into the trivia section of today's episode. And today we had a lot of information download from Satish about IoT. Here comes my question, guys. So do you know what is the first ever IoT device? I'm sure you must be thinking ATMs, the automated teller machines, started to pop up in the 1970s, representing the first generation of connected devices. And the first ever actual ATM was installed in the United Kingdom in 1967 for Barclays Bank. But it was not until 1974 that this convenience started to appear elsewhere. It took about 7 years to get it popular, and it got widely accepted. And the inventor, John Shepard Barron, said he got the idea from seeing a candy vending machine, because plastic ATM cards hadn't been invented yet at that particular point in time. And the original versions actually accepted checks and only dispensed about 10 euros at a time. And since innovation is an integral part of IoT, it's valuable to think about wherever ideas come from, as the most exciting changes often stem from either a simple, intriguing idea or the motivation to solve a problem. So I'm really curious what IoT is going to do beyond the smart cities, smart homes, and connected cars and all. So exciting times ahead. And likewise, in case if you have any ideas about building some IoT device, do share with us either through social media, or you can drop me a note on the guiding voice for you at gmail.com. That's all for today. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me. And I'm your host, Naveen, a fellow IT professional and a passionate learner on a mission to make a difference in the careers and lives of millions across the globe. Until next time, bye-bye.